Oh, Nintendo, one of the world's top gaming developers and creator of so many glitches that when anyone thinks of a glitch, they think of you, after Bethesda. How wonderful it is to do a list on you again. In case you didn't know, my very first video on this channel was actually the top 10 Nintendo fails, where I talked about the Mario Bros movie as well as their attempt at making a VR headset back in the 90s. I was much more boring back then, but now I've got as much flavor as Guy Fieri and I'm ready to go to Flavor Town with this list. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe and I'm pretty sure my FBI agent is fed up with me. If you're new here, you know what to do. It's what every channel says, but this time you should actually do it. Come on, go ahead. It's okay. It's worth it, since today you get to hear about the top 10 scary Nintendo glitches. Okay, roll the intro. And at 10, weird RAMBI. We all love animals in media, be it in a video game or movie or TV show. We always hope the animals make it out okay, which is why we all whip our dicks out for Harambe. However, when the animal is a rhino in an iconic game, we root for them even more, which is why it was really horrifying when someone realized that you could actually change RAMBI to be shaped like a gray pixelated Donkey Kong while riding him in Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, this is actually a thing. And while a gorilla riding a gorilla usually isn't safe for YouTube, in this scenario you're literally riding on the back of the gorilla holding the ears like a couple of bike handles. I don't know why I find this so creepy, but I mean, like, isn't it? The fact that a rhino goes to a gorilla because it tried to pick up a barrel, I just don't understand. And at 9, MISSINGNO. Pokemon Red and Blue are also iconic games in gaming history, and MISSINGNO is perhaps one of, if not the most well-known glitch in gaming history. Sure, it may not be the first one people think of, but at least everyone knows about MISSINGNO. To refresh your memory, MISSINGNO is basically a Pokemon who's glitched to all hell. When encountering this Pokemon using a specific combination of movements and such, the 6th item in your bag will be maxed out, usually Master Balls, because having 999 Master Balls is literally winning the game. However, while this does sound amazing, there is a chance that encountering MISSINGNO will end up corrupting your game, meaning the next time you turn off your game, you will lose everything, including those 999 Master Balls. Last time I mentioned this, someone in the comments said it won't corrupt your game, and that's not true. They might have been trolling. Encountering MISSINGNO can cause you to lose everything. In fact, it's the most likely outcome, so I will caution you against doing it unless you want to keep your Game Boy on forever. And at 8, Gyroid Face. Literally the face of death. The gyroid face from Animal Crossing occurs when the player takes the in-game train to a town of another player online, but resets the GameCube while on their way or in their town. When the player starts the game up again, they will lose all the items they had in their inventory, and then their avatar's face will resemble that of the gyroid statue, the place where you save your game. However, technically this isn't a glitch, since Nintendo did come out and say that this feature was added to remind the player to use a gyroid to save, since now they don't have their items. But the thing is, shouldn't it just load the last save like in any given Pokemon game? And shouldn't you be required to save before doing anything online like in any given Pokemon game to prevent things like this from happening? And while sure it may be a deliberate feature, I'm sure that everyone thought it was the start of a creepypasta before Nintendo actually came out saying it was intentional. Either way, terrifying. And at 7, Terminator Pikachu. Okay, so it's not like Pikachu is chasing after someone trying to kill them or anything, but this glitch just reminds me of a robot, the way his face glitches out like a screen. And from the video I watched about this glitch, it's like Shrek. It has layers. However, the layers are like hardcore Doki Doki Literature Club style layers, because holy crap, this thing is damn terrifying. And it makes you restart the level over and over. Plus, Pikachu's mouth ends up looking like Hannibal Lecter's mask from Silence of the Lambs, and like it's covered in blood. It's just unexpected and terrifying. The menu was glitched beforehand, but from what I gather, this glitch starts when you tell Pikachu to use Lightning Bolt in your bedroom, which, I mean, seems fair enough. Sure, you want a little spark between you and your lady friend, but come on, man, really? A Lightning Bolt? You trying to become the Flash here, or no? Because, like, that I understand. It's just very confusing and very weird. Just see it for yourself.
Whoa. The answer was ticket.
Number 6, Minus World. Super Mario Bros. Is also an iconic game, one of the original Nintendo platformers that inspired a franchise and made Nintendo a household name. However, apparently if you jump in just the right place early on and hop through a wall because of it, you can see something the developers never wanted you to. The Minus World is a glitch that takes you to a game world exactly like World 7 2, like geographically and how enemies are placed. However, the level is impossible to complete, since at the end the pipe just sends you back to the beginning. So unless you want an infinite Mario level that literally will go on until you run out of lives, it's probably not the best idea to trigger. The location you need to jump from is on top of the pipe at the end of level 1-2. Jump off the edge of the pipe and try to squeeze through the top of the wall in front of you and head down the first pipe you see, and voila! You're now stuck in eternal torment like William freaking Afton in hell. But technically the world itself isn't a glitch, but the fact that people thought it was a minus world is. Technically this level is world 36-1, however the game shows the number 36 to be blank, therefore all you see is the -1, making everyone believe it was a negative level, but it's not. Halfway through number 5, what's hanging? Now nobody is still quite sure whether this is a bug or an intentional Easter egg left by some cynical developer, but in the game Luigi's Mansion, during the blackout that happens after the boss battle of Area 3 on the balcony, Luigi goes to answer some phone calls in the telephone room. Also, side note, telephone room? You need to have those little buggers dotted everywhere, are you kidding me? You know how many times I've needed to get the phone for my dad because it was downstairs and he didn't want to get up yet? Sorry, rant done. During these calls, there will be flashes of lightning that light up the room. When there is, look at Luigi's shadow. It has been distorted in such a way that makes it look like he's been hanged, like an untrustworthy member of the Night's Watch. This one glitch has made fans speculate that this game is actually much darker than we anticipated, making up stories like he's dead and this is the only time we see the real Luigi, or that it's just a leftover from the beta version, while Nintendo was trying to see if the GameCube could handle such a thing. However, notice that there isn't an actual string or rope visible, it's just Luigi, so maybe these are just outlandish ideas. Or are they? And then 4, censored singing. Look, I enjoy singing. I did it in school, I do it in the elevator or shower, and sometimes on the odd occasion on this channel for the bloopers. However, my singing is actually understandable, not entirely pleasant, but comprehensible to the point that you know what I'm saying. The same can't be said for the villagers in Animal Crossing New Horizons, where according to users Suki and Kitsune on the Nintendo support website, after patch 1.1.1 for New Horizons, any villager who starts to sing ends up just standing in place blinking rapidly and making beeping noises. They also no longer happy sing after exposing 2 villagers to a radio playing KK Slider music. Unless a radio is present, no happy singing. But to be fair, all the best songs come from a place of hatred. Okay, so obviously this wasn't an intended feature, but I mean, if you think about it, maybe they just grew up and started listening to some more adult music like Peppa Pig likes.
I like this. It's very grown up.
Or it could just be that the game is bugged more than my apartment after I keep saying that I want to kill kids. I don't actually want to kill kids. Kind of. Number 3, endless track. Hidden tracks are essential to games like Mario Kart Wii, the best-selling racing game of all time. Just when you're sick of Mario Circuit since you've raced it 300 times, you unlock a new cup that has more tracks that you'll get bored of soon. However, in Mario Kart Wii from 2008, over 11 years ago, holy crap. I remember playing this thing when it came out. Anyway, the game has been picked to shreds, as you'd imagine, being around 12 years old. And this is true, even finding one extra track you didn't know about, that appears to have the entire Mushroom Kingdom burnt down, and I'm assuming a princess is in another castle-filled rage, since Mario's a sociopath. However, this thing exists like a creepypasta, not being accessible as if the programmers were trying to contain some sort of ancient evil within the game's code because they scanned the wrong hard drive's for code. Fortunately for the demon that wants to devour our planet, we figured out a way to get into the track anyway. The track appears in many different forms depending on how you get in, usually with cheat codes. Well, actually always involving cheat codes, because you need to cheat to get in, cheater. However, the track doesn't end. There aren't a certain amount of laps, or obstacles, or items, or even enemies. You just get stuck in an endless loop of Mario Circuit with Moo Moo Farm's music playing until you die. But that's what you get for cheating. The Yogscast guarantee. Number 2, deformed Pikachu. Speaking of cheaters, what about hackers? I feel like they're in the same boat as the cheaters. Well, if you are one of the people who like to switch around the movesets in Super Smash Bros. Melee or Brawl, you're probably familiar with the character commonly known as Pika Man, or for the more sophisticated, Longchu. Longchu is the name given to Pikachu when he is his default moveset replaced by Ganondorf's in Super Smash Bros. Brawl or Melee. Since Ganon's animations rely on having a full human body, Pikachu will stretch to those proportions, giving you nightmares for the next few weeks. So thanks to whoever discovered this thing and decided to share it on the Brawl Central forums, because now you've scarred thousands of Pikachu lovers and me. I mean, I like Pikachu, he's alright, but I wouldn't say I love him, like I love Chimchar, or Celebi, or Apom, or Bulbasaur. Clearly, I love monkeys. Darkrai. Darkrai is dope. The fact that shiny Darkrai is pink just makes it all the more. What? Finally, in at number 1, Doghouse. Link's Awakening is an odd game, even for Nintendo, and even in the early stages of the Game Boy it was fairly off. All the creatures, areas, and monsters had sort of a dreamlike quality. Like, while they weren't actually real, they didn't feel like they were real in the game either. Well, the commonly known Doghouse glitch from The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening takes this to a whole new level of crazy. At any point in the game after killing one monster, you can head back to the house next door to the one you started, the one with the chain chomp tied outside, and then use a simple maneuver trick to make the game let you walk through the side of the doghouse. Doing this for some reason throws you into a really messed up LSD trip of a dungeon. The dungeon itself will be different every time you go in, but the first thing you'll see is the image of an empty room with a two-headed dog standing in the center. After this is gone, you can explore the horror that is the doghouse dungeon. It allows you to phase through walls and has holes that don't actually appear but you can still fall through, but the worst thing is the disembodied heads of little girls holding swords. See why I had to say I don't actually kill kids? This is a video game, not my basement. There is a room with a man who appears to be constantly drowning again and again, and you can get items that shouldn't be available until later in the game. This dungeon is all kinds of screwy and is really one of the scariest things in a Nintendo game. Let alone glitches. Like, jeez. Here we have it, friends, the top 10 scary Nintendo glitches. Which ones did you find terrifyingly terrifying, and are there any Nintendo glitches that I missed? Be sure you let me know below, and on your way down, be sure you hit like and subscribe for daily gaming content, and ring that bell to join the clan and level up. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.